do slanky, no Voodoo. I will know who one and a book and one corner to show. Where they are Kumona slanky. You know, walk on a gun and oversee anytime who comes to show the Conway. I can do petroleum. Minana Gabamon and a Buneri, a Pocova. We are ready to come. Let me hear to Mary, Baba Pacific Blue. Nicolona, Bocana, Baba, and I tell you, Potter, to Remelo. Go to Bocor, made it away. Actually, 4 phones. They stole the 4 phones.
Yes. To the window. Well, when I woke up, I had to use a different person's phone to call my number. The policeman picked the call. Exactly. Okay. Asked me some questions about the phones, and then I identified all of them over the phone. They then instructed me to come to the Kaswa Divisional Police headquarters.
Kaswa Divisional Police headquarters.
To identify the phones again. So I did that, and then they locked the guy up.
You went and you picked your phones from there. But they came to your house to steal it.
They came to my house to steal it.
4
phones.
Where you got them back?
All of them.
Okay. So
I'm here to thank.
They say we have that pay. It's coming to say at better. Where the dodgy low. Bring the drink. We'll give it to him. We'll bring it to him. If you get a cherry, over the phone, woman, nearly Bapman, in mine, if you have to over the phone, the kind of cowman name. Buy 4, ready for phone, the common I should I even name of a phone, if I try to be a your phone. You are a policeman, they pick a phone. You'll be a very phone, you for him a port of payment to go neighbor police station. If I don't think you phone of a telephone or night or lock $50. Maybe I'm at that baby away water. Never let you had to buy a car and black or telephone. Boom. And I know what's a better night. Okay. Yeah. Next time you should drink chicken.
Okay.
Not only drink it. When I know, you have to tell me, you will come here now. I can't talk. Well, kind of Benny. I don't want to with the Thailand. Thailand, Tobin, I have a feet. Ready, Garcia. Go. Well, in Jamie, Jadu, Slanky, okay, Danny Tony, Asamoah. Benjamin Coban, Patabo, bring me a bit of body away. Menocom. I never be an Asia. Music, and then go. Nami opportunity and I have the opportunity. The camera away. Me to food and slang theatre over the system. So, Paul, Bonnie, good eye, quality. Mina, the money, Nedemo. And then,
Abe mo li kobe.
Ako gin to pa machi.
Chini. Nako ana neve. Tupave. Ana go slanky bed okay.
Gin to pa ko.
Koi.
Voodoo. Oh, no, one in a book and no one comes to where they are Kumona Slanty. You know, or come in a gun, no Bassime. Anytime who comes to sell a Conulo, I can do petroleum. Minana Gabamon and a Buneri, a Pocoba. We are ready to come to me to marry Baba Pacific Blue. People on a Bogana Baba, and I can report it to Lemelo. Go to Bokor, made it away. Food area.
Itu boleh kalau Voodoo. Kalau ada, kalau cakap tu lah. Boleh lah nunggu kerja ni. Boleh lah sedang nunggu kerja. Dia apa sih nunggu kerja?
O katro lah. Ta o tara anda ke makan dulu film. Apa kau ini banyak makan. Sorry, ini makan.
Ada. Ya pergi makan.
Kita nak sambil banyak buat.
Ambil.
Aku rekan kau tadi. Agak
Elle est dit à quoi on dit au local. Elle n'a pas de catch. Yeah, the very catch.
I come and I'm actually all about where I think you have here, maybe Bokor Marina could be Celestine Covenant in Bokor. I don't know.
On a halfway inside. Halfway inside. I'm at the Obulo. At there. Aye. Already. A cook of it over. About cook of it. Out to my. Ah, okay. I no way by you. I did a good work. Yeah, I don't know clear. I don't know the either gallery. Sprite and flesh so a gourmet of it either inside. If I no good long fridge inside. Don't tell it, but I don't know.
Never so close so that you never had $20. At the bay, the coffee, the maple, a water, no water.
Ache.
The maple would do it in a power.
Ache.
The maple school year or in a school.
Ache.
The maple, junior.
Ache.
Every year at the very hammock,
that place.
Check the Amilo. The one I'm necessary. Took by Jimmy and Savoy, the one I'm necessary. The one by the pump away. Quite good. Like a convention at J. I content a call at Bako in a phone. Could be into a quick. Let the fellow familiar.
There. Aha, okay.
A cheap people voted to back for the home and I got cheap.
The car over. The car over. Hey, what's my name? I do.
Before 160, I was in the Hala.
Ow. No, England.
You're no hero. Because, oh, we're not very good.
What do I understand on that? Video call, hello. What did you? I call it. What did you? What did you?
Yeah, phone for you.
Le cap là, Babalobe. Le cap, Tony. Voodoo. Au kaba na meju, kaba na meju, oh kaba na meju, kaba na meju, oh kaba na meju. Let me on the light for you. Let me on the light for you. Oh kaba oh na meju, kaba na meju, kaba oh na meju, kaba na meju, kaba na meju, oh kaba na meju, agora kaba na meju.
Ele não acorda. Danuna itogbe kosipoku akubia bakle bepomoto kwe lona opeti no bako akbareka danuna milionia binya mama yo vivu mtana milionia akode sire abe so nkuro so dabi akwete si enyiro mi abi ko we ina mi abe mama yo vivu Christopher Junior. Chrisu. Over Agbe, your talk, everything happen.
Any view. Hello. I will be one. I have
Coffee, the guy in a home, that's it. Some of them video or near video from Mac on the code. You know, Kubono leaders, you don't know what video. Anyway, lady, I'm a man on Mac on you. You better leave her like you. Yo, Chrisu, but then how we need, or we go to a Tommy. Is it a Kailo? Novi, yeah, now. Well, if I value when I'm Qatar, do that. We do it for silent. What's another? We did a post school, but here, play the ball. Quite Tony. No ball, a mono now. To deal with no ball. Then me and you have to check. But this, never had one to you because your power, but I mean, I got your meal, Ketoba, Subo, Umbiama, Subo, and where could you? A children are aqua, I got your meal, I got my this year, you look home. Yeah, I see me. I know.
Bateu. É da hora de vir morar junto. Vi morar junto. Ah, que manda o Voodoo.
Emi. Yo. Tá, acontecia ele. Novi, le quali tu la da claque quali di fumere. Vossa neta ne vossa ne ifero. Vossa ne da lo Chrisu. Neme we odere. Na po be video. No vi now dudure. Na nje.
Achero.
Na nje mi be abete mi no fini ko e bo yan tefe.
Ache.
Ko e tutu ne lo. Ache. Dareva.
Tanchi.
Dagbe be mo no fu. Ama sese ko dagbe be mo no fu ne lo.
Iya, tropo.
Fudelia.
Iya, tropo ne kalau woto. Kayak wate. don't check that on it. But why does no look at the gym? Why does no look at it? You have actually a lot of young
O catrula. Ta o tala, ande que ma gadu le fimi o. E la ko ko yin ni gbani ma pon. So yin ni ma pon.
Bueno, la pequeña cama.
Esta la fimi ben ya.
I'm over. Elle dit à quoi on dit au Calais. Elle n'a pas de catch. Yeah, the very catch.
I tell me that much today, all about where. Never I think you have here, Bokor Marina, could be Celestine, because then I'm going to call the donor.
On a halfway inside. Halfway inside. Baby, I'm a devil. A day. A year. Already. A cook of it over. About cook of it. Out to Ayamayu. Ah, okay.
I everywhere.
No way, I did you go? Yeah, I don't know clear. How long is the gallery? Sprite and fresh so a woman told me to inside. They were no good long free inside. Don't talk about it.
Never so close so that you know, I never had to at the bed, the coffee, the mapo, a water, no water.
A chair.
The mapo would draw in a power.
A chair.
The mapo school year or in a school.
A chair.
The mapo, some more junior.
A chair.
Every year at the very hammock and
that place. Chair.
The one necessarily. So, by Jimmy as a boy, the one necessary, the one way, the one way. Quite good. There's a like in a condition I can't back in a phone. That way, could be into a quick.
there. Aha, okay. The car over. The car over. Hey, what's my name? I'm done.
Before 160, I was in the Hala.
Ow, no, England.
You're no hero. Because, oh, we're not very good.
What do I understand on that? Video call, hello. What did you? I call it. What did you? What did you?
Yeah, it's fun for you.
Le gars portrait là, Babalove, le capé, Tony, Voodoo. Au kaba kaba na miju, kaba na miju, oh kaba kaba na miju, kaba na miju, oh kaba kaba na miju. Let me on the light for you. Let me on the light for you. Oh, kaba oh, let me do. Hey, kaba kaba, let me do. Hey, kaba oh, let me do. Kaba kaba, let me do. Kaba kaba, let me do. Oh, kaba kaba, let me do. Kaba, let me do.
Olha, não há como enviar. Danuna itogbe kosi poku akubia bakole be pomoto pe lona opeti no ba ko atareka danuna mi lo bi mi mama yo bi mi dana mi lo abede si le yabe so nkuro so da bi apete si enyin lo mi abi ko we bi na mi yabe mama yo bi mi pété no ba.
Actually.
Ya ba ko abai na ya bi ya to ya bi. Christopher Junior, Chrisu, over Agbe, your daughter, Tonga, everything up.
Yeah, view.
Hello. I will be one day. I have them, baby.
Coffee, some of them video new or never pop video at Mac on the code. I don't know later, so they don't know what video. Anyway, they are a man on Pop Mac on. You bet, Lihala Yellow. Let me follow. Yo, Chrisu, but then how we need to go to Autobia. Boom, 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 boom. Is it a Kailo? Novi, here now. Well, if I value when I'm Qatar, I do that. We do it for silent. What's another? We need a post good, but here, play the ball. Quite Tony. No more, a mono now. To deal and no more. Boom, 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 boom. Training and you have to be but this, never had no Tony because I call Abanamilo. I call John Mio Ketoma, Subo, Umbiama, Subo, and where? Could you? A children are Aqua, I call Joy. I call John This is any look home. Yeah, that's it. I know.
Bateu. É da hora de vir morar junto. Vir morar junto. Que manda o Voodoo.
Emi. Yo. Tá acontecendo aí, quali tu la da claque quali di fumere. Vossa ne ifero. Vossa ne da lo Chrisu. Meme we odere. Na po be video. No vi now dudure. Na nje.
Chero.
Na nje mi ba bete mi no fi mi ko e bo ya tefe.
Ache.
Ko e tutu ne lo. Ache. Dareva.
Atanchi.
Dagbe mo no hu. Ama se ko dagbe mo no hu ne lo.
É troco.
Fudelia.
É troco de cala. Era o outro. Era o ante. Era o check gato lá. Quando vai lá no nunca de giro. Vai lá sempre não nunca. E lá vai no fio nunca.
O katro lá. Tá o tá lá, ainda que mais no le filme. Food area. O catrola. Ta o tala, ende que ma gadu le fini o. E la polo ko yin ni gbani ma pon. So yin ni ma pon.
Bueno, ya que me
Esta la tandi ben ya. I'm over. Yeah, well, I got a camera, got that. I got one.
Elle dit à quoi on dit au local. Elle n'a pas de catch. Yeah, the very catch.
I tell me that much. Ya me akinu ha yin ero je mi abi Bokor marina ko bi Celestine ko bena mi bino ko do na mi
You know, call. On a half way inside. Half way inside. Then I'm at the Obulo. At there, I already. A cook of it over. About cook of it over. Out to my. Ah, okay. I know where I go. I did a good work. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the gallery. Sprite and flesh. And go back to the inside. If I no good, long fridge inside. Don't tell you, but I won't know. Never so close so that you know. I never had $20. At the bay, no coffee, the member, a water, no, no water. The member would draw in a power. The member school year or in a school. The member more junior. Every year at the very hard moment, one would that place. Check Yamilo, the one I'm necessarily. So, by giving us up for it, no one I'm necessary, no one by no one by quite good. content I call and back in a phone. Could be into a quick.
Okay, bro.
Let the fellow for
A poder. Aha, okay.
A cheap people voting to back for the home and I got
the car over. The car over. Hey, what's my name? I'm done.
Because 160, I will see that they are
out. No, England.
You're no hero. Because, oh, we're not very good.
What do I want to stand on that? Video call, hello. What did you? I call it. What did you? What did you?
Yeah, it's fun for you.
Pegar por trás lá para não ver. Olha cá, pé. Tony. Voodoo. Au kaba na miju, kaba na miju. Oh kaba na miju, kaba na miju. Oh kaba na miju. Let me on the light for you. Let me on the light for you. Oh kaba oh na miju, kaba na miju, kaba oh na miju, kaba na miju, kaba na miju, oh kaba na miju, agora kaba na miju.
Olha, não há como ver. Danuna itogbe kosi poku akubia bakole be pomoto fe yona opeti no bako akaka danuna mi na bi mi mama yo fi fi dana mi lo abode si le fi abe so nkuro so da bi akwete si enyin lo mi abi we bi na mi be mama yo mi
Christopher Junior, Chrisu, over Agbe, your daughter, Tonga, everything happened.
Yeah, view. Hello. I will be one
So video ni wo ni ala po video aso ma ko ndeko e ro ko bono le da si o do bono wo video ni mi wo le ya ma no po ma po yo ni pa le hala ye lo se o se re mi akolo ya ko yo Chrisu e de ha we ni o mi go to mi boom Zene kailo novi e now bele baba le venga venga kata le tula kata ko ni due vosa ile ni vosa ne gane o fire ne posku batie be le ball ko ko toni no po mo no bu now tu dio le no po ke ni anyu le ya ku ya ni aba ko le che de high. But this, never had no Tony because I call Abanamilo. I call John Mio Ketoba, Subo, Umbiama, Subo, and where? Could you? A children are Aqua, I got John Mio, báwo o ti ṣe ẹyin ìlú mi họ ní àkásímẹ̀ àná.
Batewe. I thought the female on a hundo. Female on a hundo. Okay, a mother of Voodoo.
Emi. No. Ta akotisi enye ni ye novi
Unava.
Duduro.
Jejeku.
Yenye wemi.
Elegbonyi.
Le poli tout là d'accord, le poli di fou mais vossa n'internet, vossa n'a ifero. Vossa n'a da lo Christu. Même ouais, odere, na ma po video. No vi now, dudure. Na nje.
Echero.
Na nje mi ba bitemi no fi mi ko e bo yan tefe.
Ache.
Ko e tutu na ro.
Ache.
Dareva.
Atanchi.
Dagbe bo mo no hu. Ama se ko dagbe bo mo no hu na ro. Food earlier. O katro la. Ta o tara ndeke ma ka dun le fun mi. Food area. Otala, and the Kamaka rule of you. I put a coin in my phone. That's why in my phone.
You're picking a
I'm a very. I got a camera.
Ele dia ko le dia ro kale fe. E no te pere ka. Ya, te pere ka chen no te.
Akamela machire ola ma kwa. Ya me atinu ha yin ero ye me bi Bokor ma we na ko bi Celestine ko na ni no ko do na mi.
Ahanyo. Inoko. Una half way inside. Una half way inside. Then fridge. Oh, I'm at the obulo. Ade ayo. Already. Aku covid wa. Aba aku covid wa.
Kofia.
To aye mai. Okay.
Aye to apani emi we.
No we bai wo. Jeje gugu ya kai.
Jeje gugu. Ma di je je mi chu, mi chu la.
Yeah, that's not clear. That's not clear. How long is it? I did jalan Sprite and fresh so. And go to the way inside. If I no good, long free inside. Don't talk about it.
Some clothes so that you never had at the bed, the coffee, the mappa, a water, no water.
Ache.
The mappa would do it in a power.
Ache.
The mappa school year in a post school.
Ache.
The mappa, more junior.
Ache.
Every year at the very hammock one would
that place.
Check the amino. The one I'm necessarily. So, by Jimmy and Savoy, no one I'm necessary. No one by no one by you. They are quite loose. There's a like in there, a condition actually. I can't then I call in a phone. Could be into a quick.
Okay, bro.
And they're very familiar.
A body. Aha, okay.
People voting to back for the home and I got
the car over. The car over. Hey, was my arm I have done with
before 160, I lose it and they are
out. No, England.
They all know hero. Because oh, we're not play very good.
I don't have any stand on that. Video call, hello. What did you? I call it. What did you? What did you?
Yeah, it's fun for you.
Le gars contre là, Babalo, le capé, Tony. Voodoo. Au kaba na meju, kaba na meju. Oh kaba na meju, kaba na meju. Oh kaba na meju. Let me on the light for you. On the light for you. Oh, kaba oh, let me do. Hey, kaba let me do. Hey, kaba oh, let me do. Kaba let me do. Kaba let me do. Oh, kaba let me do. Kaba let me do.
Well, no, I'm here. Danuna, we talk with Cosipoku, Akubia, Bakule, Bakumotoke, Lona Petit, Novako, Abaka. Danuna, my own people, I got this. Abe, so close so that be a quite see any. birthday no ba.
Ache.
Me ba ko abai na ya bi na ko bi. Christopher Junior, Chrisu, over Agbe, your daughter, Toga, everything happened.
Yeah, view. Hello. I would be one
So video ni wo ni ala po video ato ma po ndeko yo. No ko bono leader si o do bono wo video ah. Ni mi wo le ya ma no po ma po. Yo, ni pa le hala ye lo. Se o se mi amoro ya ko. Yo Chrisu. Ade ha we ni o mi go to mi. Boom boom boom. Zerecailo no vi now bele baba le venga venga kata le tula kata ko ni due fosa ile ni fosa no gane o fire ne post ku batie be le ball po kwa toni no po mo no bu na tu dio le no po bum 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 ke ni anyu ile ya ku ya ni aba ku me a trenga no che de high meditation eba hanu to nyi mi ko mi apo aba na mi lo akojo mi o keto ba subo unbia ba subo le mi ani ko ya kitu cheo be na akojo mi apo te ayo aba ji okay are we live? Yes, please.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to you, wherever you are. Thank you very much for waiting and having the patience to wait. Today we were supposed to be in the Volta region and attending our town's festival, our community's festival, but unfortunately the things that we asked them to do for us so that we'll be able to come and entertain them, they were not able to. Nobody was willing to be responsible, so we couldn't go. Yeah. So we are here, and yesterday we had a very interesting private class for people who were learning about how to use the cowries for personal and self-divinations. And it was a very interesting class. If you haven't joined the class yet, please try to contact with Senator Voncujovi Bokor in China, and he will get you involved. It was quite an interesting thing yesterday. So I'm going to pull a nation, and then we will open the floor for your comments and your questions. Today I'll be very brief, not that long, so please, if you are going to ask questions, please do ask questions quickly. Thank you all very much. Oh, my dog is here. We are Mauga, so Bolis, a Mauga, Kitty Catamauga, say Joto, I'm a Joto, say 9 1 and 6 and 1. Woman of heavy, dog of heavy, woman of heavy medium, dog of heavy, or better, dog of heavy medium, woman of heavy, or better. Say, my yo, Maduago, now. May you should have for us, suppose me for a shopity, Maduago, Abraxas, may you say, I could do it, I read away with Makuna, who was this at all, this coming out to Ago. May you be on those years, I need to look at Kachitas, but you have been a family and bring that be when you're going to hold when you're in Bama, you for playing Bama, when you're in the we are a kind which will kind, whatever kind, Jehovah kind, Zuba kind, Trova kind, you are kind, if you are kind, and you are Tabaka Grava kind. But if I remember, I had no rock of Raman, the Geo Fiato, and so many that you may have been down, may have been Hombao, may have been Wow, Capua, when you Zango, may have been Viracan, say you're like a job at Tajomaku, a Fokan volume, which you move all of the domain, very cool, toy for forming job when you hear a job when you met I am all the one you do, and quite a bit nearly payment, but over job to the woman, not the very car. Jopata opefia Jopata Metrodam and Bedamolo Avifagbe Eli Edida Jopata Neno Ani Afimia Ajolo Jopata Jopata Yatafemayo Missing Boy, you do to talk with them, Peluti Zubulu Ajima, or Bojupulo Doja, Valentifa Famalova Alojona Pefu, Ago Sapatemayo, I think Elimayo, Guru Dumerakan La Fia, Emayo Amagasa Segajan Papa, Setobegaje, and Duago. Mayo Brahini, Mayo Bochi, Mayo Befolibo, Folifolico, Comorica, Godo, Kuchakuma, Comangata, Kutomane Fanani. Mayo Tony Cosipoku, Akuya, on your Mary, a Cosago, Kufonico Gadget. Tassinia Mosi, Fusi, Jam Cosa, Bracobra, Mamma, Bajo, Tabina Kukufi, Tabina Kubia Mensa, Mamma, Dorep, and Bepecuno, Kutomane Fanani. We are going to Celestina, Wakubia, Katrina, Kubia, for instance, for Ben, Kubia, Kutomane Fanani. Mayo Miasro, what you judge to Fia Kubia, Cecilia, Benecat, Femensa, Kutomane Fanamilo. Mayo. I would not to give a cottage to give my Kutuman and Fana. The mayor Bokor Daffy so far who want Bovi Bokor Facha job there, Kutuman and Fanamilo. A mayor who know Vapo, who know like Bayan, the Gantobia Maze, Kutuman and Fanami. The Tobian entry to Legitato Abraham Jiven Rechame, Kutuman and Fanamilo. A mayor, Tamofia Tosimon Cavilla Benasia got him mayor Daniel Review, Maria Agbaro, Nigeria, Kutuman and Fanami. A mayor. Happy Akoso Abaji, Mayora Mayamaga Koku Anatovi, Ankaima, Mayomi Apete Kutuman and Fanami, Mayor George Harrison, Majovo. La Benazino, Trevino, Beno, Boyman Batujan, what they she know, view Bete Kutuman and Fanami. Tagbera, Mayabuchi Sacracana Chapa, Beado, Kutokoli, Uncle, Kumakua, Tobe, and Achu,
ofra tamani ofifini nkuma bisinkra o kofi to jabaku ocho tua kofi ocho he kofi atra kable me yo mi apeti e ya me yo me chuavalu afana gonu me homla o kekekeke yo kwali gbe meji eku meji woli meji di meji loso meji woli meji abla meji akla meji yuda meji fa meji ka meji trupe meji tula meji lete meji che meji fu meji kwali che tula me yo club of it ko kwa tabado wa tabade na ma ko energy gara galo me yo ngogli meji o ton mo pe ana kekekeke ya me yo aklama na ha me yo to ga akla ko to kekekeke a holu vi ko yo mi apeti agbada jima yo mi no la me sese jima yo mi agbe jima yo mi no ngogbe jima yo mi no ago ne dire mi abe pon lo nyatefe ne nunyala le do Bokor amesa ma do vona mina nunyala no ko kala mi no kula mi no ha ka me na fa mi no go ku to di la o to bu anga bu mona o bere o ngba ma jo fro ngbe ma lo go to fi ha me de ku to di la o ba le kula gbe Manyanyako, Miyaji. Okay, so now the floor is open, and I will start from Facebook. We have Dada Aqua, my good friend on TikTok, saying good day, sir. Hello, Dada Aqua. How are you? And thank you very much for joining my live session. I'm grateful to you. Thank you very much. And then we are on. We also are open on Clubhouse. We are on TikTok. We are on Facebook. We are on Facebook, TikTok, Clubhouse. Facebook African Magic Temple, and Facebook ReVodution, Voodoo, Education. Then Clubhouse, ReVodution, Voodoo, Ewe Vodu Educational Live. Thank you. And then we have Engineer Graham KG Wilberforce. They're saying greetings. Hello, greetings to you, Kojo. How are you? Thank you very much for joining. And then greetings, Kofi and Brother Said. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you very much, Kojo. How are you yourself? Now Europe is getting into winter, so you should try to protect your chest very well and try to get warm clothing for the weather. Thank you. I'm grateful that you are joining the section today. And then we have a KK Ginga, that is a Kadifisha there. It's a greetings, Papa and AMT family. Hello, Kadi. How are you? Thank you very much for joining today's section. Then we have Soul to Soul Spiritual as a Grand Rising Evening, Papa. Say happy Sunday, and happy Sunday to you, Soul to Soul Spiritual. What's the full name? Spirituality or Spiritual House? Soul to Soul Spiritual Center. Thank you very much for joining. And then we have Queen Camilla, that is Bokor Enam there. Say good day to you too, Bokor Enam. Thank you very much for all of you joining today. Please prepare your questions and send to me, because I will not be here for long today. Thank you very much. And then we have on YouTube, we have Tobe, Jibeza, Sesoka, Ajaloko. Greetings and good day, Papa. Bokor Enuledo. Bokor Jibeza Enuledo. America Medena Emu Edo. Woliwofu. Thank you very much. Yes, I hope you are doing well today. Yes, I am. Okay. Thank you very much for yesterday and for every day. And then we have Jeremiah Hangi. Say good day to you all. Hello, Jeremiah Hangi. Good day to you too. Thank you all very much for joining today's section. And then we have my brother, my son Abdul Hamid, saying greetings, Papa. Anyone listening to this platform is listening to the truth. Thank you very much, Hamid. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you very much for joining today's session. So please send in your questions, send in your comments and everything, and I can just take it up from there, and we'll just juggle it out and see what we can do about it for our own selves and for humanity at large. Thank you very much. I would like to say a very little comment
say something that it just occurred to me. A lot of us, and many other people who have had the desire to be on a spiritual path, whether it is African traditional spirituality or Hinduism, the spiritual part of Hinduism, or the spiritual aspect of Islam, and the spiritual aspect of Christianity, and Buddhism, or any spiritual path for that matter, whether it is Welsh or Eastern Europe or the Irish or spirituality of the old days. People who have had this interest are many. But the worst of all is you are interested on or in these practices, yet you are not finding a headway or finding a tail to it. You are just perambulating in a circle, going round, without actually. Bokor just joined us on Clubhouse. Thank you very much, and Bokor, you are welcome to you. Whether it is Indian, African, Chinese, American, people who have something they call Voodoo, which is common in the diaspora, and we have the Voodoo, which is African origin, and all other spiritual practices whatsoever. The biggest problem on this path is finding the right teacher. Finding a teacher who knows what he's teaching you, who had his own private and personal experience, a teacher who can lead you through the darkness into the light. And that has been the biggest problem for all of us. No one has been excluded. And if you are lucky to find a good teacher who knows the way, and a teacher who teaches you how to be on the path, or how to get to where you want to get to, because he himself had been there, or he knows the way. When you meet such a teacher, you should always be thanking your aklama. You should thank your destiny that it has led you to the right place. Because for me personally, for many years I've been struggling with this spirituality from childhood. When I say childhood, I mean from childhood, from the age of 7, 8 years, I have started struggling with this spiritual path, trying to go here, go there, look into this, look into that. I had practiced almost everything that is called spirituality from all kinds of religious backgrounds. But it was very difficult for me because I couldn't know what was the truth. And I became a magician as an entertainment magician because initially I thought magicians possess power. And until I became a magician, before I realized that it is just an art and acting. That's what the magicians do. So if your destiny, your essay has led you to this path, you should be very thankful, and you should be very grateful to your destiny for leading you to a right teacher. Not only leading you to the path, but leading you to a teacher who can teach you, explains things to you, and teach you the practical ways of connecting with the many divinities that are in the universe or in nature. And that teacher is able to teach you, and you yourself were able to practice it
practically and you had your personal experience and it worked for you, you should be thanking your destiny for leading you to the right place or to the right source. Because it is the most difficult aspect of this traditional spirituality or spirituality as a whole. There are so many people out there who call themselves spiritualists or who are teaching people the path of spirituality, but in reality, they themselves, they don't know where they are. They are still running in a circle. They are not sure of themselves, but yet still they stand and start telling people that they are teachers. And they are deceiving themselves as well as deceiving others. But if you are lucky that your destiny brought you to a teacher who can give you a training, a lesson, and you can practice that and have a practical experience out of it, and it works for you, you should continue thanking your destiny. This just dawned on me, and I realized that until you find the right teacher, you will only be going in a circle, a never-ending circle. You will just be going round in a never-ending circle until maybe when you die, then you are gone and you may or may not come back here again to continue where you left off. But then when you are here, you didn't learn anything, and you were only in a circle. Then when you come back here, you join the circle again and start going around until when your destiny sends you to the right place for you to learn how to break out of the circle. Yeah. Thank you all very much for coming here today. Yeah, so let's check on the other places that we have done this place. This is YouTube. Let's check. Hamid has said, Hamid is I read a story. Okay. Let's open it. Hamid, yes, I read a story called Ijele. After the story, I realized those saying they are called by God should ask their God where he is coming from. Yeah, the people who are saying that they are being called by God, they are called by their stomach. Not even God, it's their stomach who called them. But then if they don't tell you that God called them, how will you want to listen to them? Because there is no way you can go and question God whether God has called them or God has not called them. But I will tell you here, there is no God that called them. It's their stomach that has called them. Their greed is what has called them. Nobody was called by anything. They call themselves. If you are hungry and you don't know what to do, you find a job for yourself. And then you start deceiving people that God told me to tell you. What did God tell you yourself for yourself? If only you only see other people's problem, what is your own problem? So thank you very much for that, Hamid. I'm grateful. Thank you. And then we have Heru Asakara Amen saying greetings, Baba. And good to hear you. You on a great morning. Thank you. I'm very grateful, Heru Asakara. Amen. Amen. Ra. Thank you. And then we have our son, our brother, the DJ. Say, why did our ancestors tag some days as bad days? I cannot tell. I cannot tell why certain days are bad days. But since there is a Monday, and there is a Tuesday, and there is a Wednesday until you get to Sunday. People, our ancestors on the spiritual path also have certain kind of things that had happened on certain days. And when they observe it for many occasions, they probably realize that these days were bad days. There is a day in Ewe we call Apenogbe. Apenogbe. They have what they call Ableyigbe, Ablevegbe,
I don't know it very well, but anyone who is listening to me and is very conversant with Ewe days, the Apenogbe is a day that the ancestors don't go into the bush. They don't go to farm. They don't go fishing. They don't do anything. They just stay home and let the spirit of the land that they till also to be free or to have its own private time. So how they came about all these things, I don't know. I cannot say specifically or categorically. I don't know it. But I believe strongly that spirits that they work with sometimes teach them also and say these days are not good days. Like in my village, in the olden days when we were young, on Fridays, people don't go to the river to go and swim or wash things in the river because it is said that that day is the day of that river and the spirit of the river will be around. So and people didn't go, and sometimes when you go you will see snake, and as everybody is afraid of snake, people run away. So you will know next time you go again you may see a snake, so you will run away. So they have there's an each community has this. I think like in Accra here, the Nungwa people, I don't know whether it is a whole of Edgar people, on Tuesdays they don't go on to fishing. They don't go to the sea to fish. Yeah, and that is the day they stay home. That's the day the elders and others will stay home, and probably if they have anything to do with their gods and rituals, they may do it on that day. That one I know in Nungwa area. I don't know whether it is a general thing in Ga area, but Tuesdays are days that they don't go to fish because they are fishers. So in my area we are farmers, so days that people do not go to farm, and most of the time I think the days fell on Thursdays. That's why most stool houses or shrines where our ancestral stools are usually are open only on Thursdays, or Thursday is one of the days that these places are open. So that's it. I don't know whether it's a bad day or it's not a bad day, but it's a day that people were not supposed to be going to farm, and people stay home up and on. But today, every day is a working day. People do not respect anything anymore. They don't respect they don't respect nature or anything anymore. People feel that they created the world and they can do whatever they want to do, and they are doing, and we are suffering and we are complaining. So I don't know why and how our ancestors know which days are bad days. But if you look into it very carefully, people who were born on bad days, when you look into their life, they struggle, but at a certain point in their life, they get some problem that disturb their life. So thank you very much, DJA, for that. And then DJA said something, do energies live in waters? Energies live in everything. But don't you see that the electrical energy live in water? Electricity, DJ, the Akosobo Dam is a water. But that's where we generate our electricity from. So energies live in water, they live in air, they live in the sun, they live in light, they live in everything. We have about five, what do they call it? Sense. Not the five senses.
State of matter.
Now, okay, you can call it state of matter, but there's a name for it.
Elements.
Fundamental
Elements.
There's five fundamentals in life, which we call the earth, the water, fire, then air. Five elements here. Water, earth, water, air, fire, and ether. So on the earth is where we see the physical land, Mother Earth, and then the oceans, the rivers, and the element of water. Then we have air that is blowing, and it is through this air that we have the aerial factor. Okay, see, as you see it in the tetragrammaton, that is how the tetragrammaton is, which represent God in some other spirituality. This is the yin, the yin and the yang, which in Ewe, look at those people who are watching here. This is the yin and the yang, which is, if you look at it in Ewe, we have the yeku and the be, the darkness and the light. And this is the two things that have made the whole universe, man and woman. So we have all these five fundamental factors, and the ether is where sound waves or sound travels in. So energy is everywhere. We have energy everywhere. Thank you. I think this is more of a Chinese or Japanese. It's a water, metal, earth, wood, and fire. Okay, like in the tetragrammaton, which in the Jewish way, when you go to the tree of life and everything, you see that they also have it in their own way. But then we in Ewe or in the Afa, we have the darkness and the light, and the whole universe is comprises of these two energies, day and night, good and bad, darkness and light. Okay, so let's go on to other things. And then DJ Ace again asked a question, can someone dream and inside the dream they will know they are dreaming? Yes, of course, I do always. I know when I'm dreaming. Even though I am dreaming, I know this is a dream, and sometimes if I don't like the dream, I tell myself that I don't like this dream and I get out of the dream. So if your consciousness is aware or your consciousness is awakened, that is when you can know that what is happening is a dream. And then you can decide to continue dreaming, or you can decide to get out of that dream. Yeah, I do, and many people do. Yeah. It is also a sign of a person who is awakened, because your consciousness, because at the end of the day when you are dreaming, what happens is that your consciousness, your conscious mind is sleeping, while your subconscious mind becomes awakened. And then when you don't have any dream at all, and you cannot remember anything, then it is more like even your subconscious mind has gone all the way to the unconscious mind. That's why you are not able to record anything. But if you are able to be dreaming when your subconscious mind is active, and yet still you know that you are dreaming, means your conscious mind is also active while your subconscious mind is working. So it can decide and watch and decide to continue or not to continue, or to take record of what is happening. Yeah. It's a whole lot of things, it's a whole science. Is it? Of course, it's you call some pesa and then you banish the thing. Some people, they will dream and then something bad will happen to them before they wake up, and truly after some time the things have to start happening on the physical plane. They are not in control of anything. Okay, then we are on ReVodution Voodoo education here, and we have Emmanuel and Sia saying hi. Hello, Emmanuel. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the live section. If you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you. These 2 days I'm getting hungry so easily. When I eat I don't feel satisfied. I don't know why. And some people say I'm growing fat, but I don't think I don't think I'm growing fat too. Okay, we have our brother and son again, Abdul Hamid. He said, Papa, why do people think once they have visited our ancestors, they want their problems solved instantly? We have been conditioned to believe that when you go to church, your problems will be solved. And that's the main reason why many people go to church. They don't go to church because they want to worship God. They go to church because they want to bring their problems to God and let God solve their problem for them. The truth about it, that no one, not even including the pastor who formed the church, they are not going to church because they want to worship God. They go to church because they want to tell God their problem. That's the belief. So, when people don't get answers to their problems or their challenges, they think that people who are doing traditional practices are advocates of the devil. And that's what the church actually preaches, that anything about our tradition is devilish and is controlled by the evil spirit or the devil. If devil actually exists, I don't know. And that's their belief. So what they do is that they think that, and not only they believe, the church and religious groups try to explain to them that for the devil, he does his things very, very fast. It is when after they have been praying and doing all things and people are not getting answer, then the religious bodies will tell you the devil, he does everything very, very fast. So when these people who happen to be Christians or were part of Christianity one way or the other realize that their problems are not being solved because for a long time their problems are not being solved, they thought or think that whenever they go to the house of the devil, which is the traditional people, in their understanding, when they go to the devil's place, the devil will solve their problems for them quickly. That's why when they come to the traditional people, they expect their problems to be solved very easily. I have made, I had said certain things in the past that most of the people who come to my shrine and want somebody to be killed or somebody to be destroyed, unfortunately, most of them are Christians. And they believe that when they come to the traditionalists, because we are advocates, they assume that we are advocates of the devil, and the devil is someone that destroys things very easily. When they come to you, they expect you that whatever they will tell you, you can do it for them so that they can destroy their enemy. Then they go back to church and praise God that God has destroyed their enemy for them. It is rather unfortunate that that's how our people think. What I am saying here, a lot of them will know I'm saying the truth, but they will deny it. Nobody goes to church in my country, and in Africa for that matter, to go and worship God. They go there to ask God to help them solve their problem or to destroy their enemies for them. That's all they do. Nobody goes to church to worship God. Okay, we have a soul-to-soul spiritual center. Say, Papa, what is in your front in the plastic? This is sand. This is sand. Americans say dirt. People say F. It's a sand. This sand, when I started teaching for about 5-6 years ago, I explained to people that when you want to pour libation, it is not always that you have to come down
Supposing you are living in a condominium or in a high listen that you don't have a backyard to you, it is not that easy for you to walk down all the way to the down floor and look for a place to pour libation to your ancestors. You can pour libation to your ancestors everywhere. You can even pour it on a cement or on a tile. But what may happen is that if you pour it on the cement or on the tile in your room, you may forget, and probably you walk and sleep and fall down, and people will tell you down because you are pouring libation or you are following tradition. That's why God has pushed you down. That's what people will say, because people are always trying as much as possible to tell us that our tradition is evil. So they try to disconnect you from your roots. But you should always remember that a tree that doesn't have a root cannot grow. And this is what is happening to the black man. That we are always the ones who are struggling to survive. Yes, few of our people may break through the cycle of struggling. But if you look deep down inside such people too, you realize that they have actually teamed up with the foreigner. And the foreigner is supporting them in a way to continue pushing their own people down. And so they may look as if they are above the water, but in reality their legs are still inside the water. So I taught people that you can fetch dirt or sand in a bowl, in a plastic bowl, in any container, a metal, whatever. And then you can put this one in your bedroom, in your living room, in any corner in your room. It can even be in your kitchen, wherever you want, so that when you want to pour libation, you can pour libation into it, so that it will not be on the floor for you to fall asleep and fall down or anything. So this is just an ordinary sand that I fetch, so that when I am here praying or pouring libation, I can pour libation into the sand so that the sand can absorb the liquid. Thank you very much. Soul to Soul Spiritual Center. Then we have Emma Wheezy TV. Say good evening. No, we have DJ for here. Say, please sir, the sound is very low on Facebook. Check it and see. I don't know.
I'm giving it extra.
Okay, so DJ for real, check it and see if it's better now. They have just adjusted it. And then we have Ima Wiz TV. Say good evening, sir. Hello, good evening, Ima Wiz. Thank you very much for joining. And then Maxwell Doga 97 is saying hi. Hi to you, Maxwell Doga 97. Thank you very much for joining. And then I believe to DJ Real, DJ for real, sorry about the issue. Please let us know if you are still experiencing it. Yes, please. And then Queen Camilla is saying, Papa, please, if you have a dream that you giving birth, what does it mean? I am not very sure what it means if you have a dream that you have given birth, but I think it is I don't know for real, but it could be that something new is about to happen in your life. That could be the meaning. But we still need to find out more and know what exactly that will mean. It could also mean if you were watching a particular drama or a television or any soap opera or whatever, you were watching something and before going to bed, and if it has anything to do with that, sometimes your conscious mind may pick that thing and carry it into the subconscious mind, and then you will see that in your dream. Sometimes that's why people watching horror movies before going to bed, sometimes they have nightmares because the movie will continue playing in their mind
asleep and they will be chased by the same thing or something similar to what they were watching on their screen. So it is not advisable for you to be watching the horror movies or things before going to bed because it will disturb you in your sleep. So I'm not sure what it means, but it could mean that something new is about to happen because giving birth is bringing out a new being, a human being into to the world. So it could be anything. Thank you. And then we have Amy saying, if you dream that your tongue has peeled, I am not sure. I don't know what that may mean, but it could also mean something that if your tongue has peeled, means something is coming from your tongue. Either it is what you are saying is what is showing as a peeling of your tongue or whatever, but if you want to know it well, I'm not a dream interpreter, but if you want to find out exactly what your dream means, it will be advisable that you contact people who do dream interpretations or go online and find out online or do a spiritual consultation to find out what your dream meant. Thank you. Then we have our big sister Luna Nicole saying, happy Sunday, blessings Papa and AMT family. I'm sorry I'm late joining today's section. No, it's so fine. You were not late. We are just starting, so it's fine. You are very much welcome. How is your health? I hope you are feeling much better. Thank you very much. Last week I started experiencing your problems again in my body of osteoporosis or something, and my arms were all paining me to my back, and it traveled all the way into my pelvis and into my leg, and it will move from my left to my right, and it was like this. And I was telling myself, why am I experiencing the problems that Luna Nicole is having? It was after I look at your X-ray photographs of your thing that you sent to me, and I started experiencing the pains, but after 2 days it has gone. So how is your health now? Because sometimes this also happens to spiritual people who do psychic healing, that you may be healing someone, but you need to acquire the person's pain, and before it will go away, the person's pain will transfer into you, and then it will leave you after it is worked upon. So it happens. So I don't know, but it was after you sent me the X-ray design, and then I started experiencing that. So I want to know how you are feeling now. So Luna Nicole, big sister Luna Nicole said, I'm sure I missed a lot of good info. I was just talking about that in this, I think that's what you probably may miss, is that I was saying that in these our spiritual practices, whether it's traditional or religious or whatever, whether it's in Christianity, in traditional religion, Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, or whatever it is a very difficult path, in the sense that you will be alone looking for a way, and you should always thank your destiny when you come across a good teacher, because when you come across a good teacher, a real teacher, a practical teacher who teaches you how to be able to practice, and you get results after practicing, and you get practical answers to the challenges you were having, or practical solutions to the challenges you were having. You should thank your destiny for leading you to that teacher. God, it is until you find the correct teacher who can lead you out of the darkness to the light, you will always be going around in a circle. And finding the correct teacher is very, very difficult. But that difficulty too, it is all planned by your destiny. Because by the time you will be meeting your teacher, you might have exhausted all kinds of, all means who will give you answers, but you didn't find any answer. And then your destiny and the spirits of nature and deities or entities in the universe all know that you are ready at that time. And when they realize that you are really struggling and you are ready, they will introduce you to your teacher. And then from there, you begin to learn, and then you get out of the perambulating cycle and move on. But until you see that teacher, you will only be moving in a circle, not knowing what is right and what is not right, not knowing which way to go and which way not to go. So that's what we were discussing. And it is very, very difficult to find the right teacher. There are many people out there who call themselves masters, gurus, and all kinds of things, but they themselves are also struggling. They don't even know where they are going. So how can they be a teacher? How can they teach you to get you out of the circle? But then, if you are lucky, you should thank your destiny for leading you to the right teacher. So you didn't miss that much. Thank you very much, big sister. Cool. And then we have Bokor in America, Bokor, Ohio.
Bokor, Ohio.
Bokor, Ohio. Yeah, Bokor, Ohio. Bokor Shamba, Umusa, Mohammed. They say good afternoon, Papa. Hello, Bokor. Good afternoon to you, and how are you? Thank you very much for joining the live streaming today. How is Mom? How is your brother and your dad? My regards to them all. Thank you very much for joining today's section. Okay, we have also Bokor Chibuzo Otura Yete in Nigeria. Say good evening, Papa. Hello, Otura Yete. Good evening to you. How are you? How is family? I hope everything is fine. Thank you very much for joining today's section. So please pose questions and let us attend to them. I won't be here today for long. And then we have the DJ from here saying the sound is good now on Facebook. Thank you. And thank you very much, DJ for real, for bringing our attention to that. Otherwise, we'll just be talking and talking without getting any proper resource. But I'm grateful you did that. And then we have Big Sister Luna Nicole said, can you use regular sand, or does it have to be dirt, earth, or you can use any sand. You can even choose to use sawdust. You can use anything in order that the thing should be able to absorb the liquid you are pouring into it, so that it does not overflow and pour down whereby you walk in it and sleep. There is no special sand that you have to use. You can just use a regular, ordinary sand, or anything that you can put so that that thing can absorb the liquid you are pouring. Can be any regular sand. And then Big Sister Luna said, I want to pour libation while I'm in the hospital. Do I keep the sand after or discard it? You can keep it if you want. You can also discard it. It doesn't matter. You can always fetch a new one. The truth about it is the intention, what you want to do. And even if you cannot have a bowl of sand or anywhere to pour libation, you can do it in the form of meditation if your mind is strong. You can do it in the form of meditation, whereby you will meditate that you are pouring libation to your ancestors, and then you are calling the names and doing all that you do physically. And that is the difference between physical thing and meditation. Meditation is to do the action in your mind instead of doing it physically and practically on the physical phase. So you can choose to do that, but it's not many people's minds that are very strong. A lot of people say they are meditating, but the moment they sit down, they are sleeping. They forgot what they are doing, they just go into sleep and they say they are meditating. So meditation, your mind has to be active and throughout all the process. It's not going to go and sleep and call yourself that you are meditating. So I will say that if your mind is not that very strong to be able to be active all through the process, it is better you do it practically on the conscious plane. Yeah. Yes, then we have a big sister, Luna Nicole, who said, I feel about the same. My Native American shaman says I am a medicine woman and a healer. Okay, thank you. It is very true, but then it is when you start to practice it and you are seeing results, then you can declare yourself a medicine woman or a healer. Don't let people give you that flattery dream. Somebody came on our program the other day and told us that this was his seventh incarnation, that in his past life he was a Bokor or Babalao at Abeokuta and so many blah 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 blah. That he is in his last incarnation, and then I think after your last incarnation means you are becoming a god. You are no more going to be human. But that's what he was told. But you see, one thing with African Magic Temple is we will not flatter you. We will tell you as it is, and you either take it or you don't take it. It doesn't take anything from us. But because we are teachers, we want to teach you so that you can be able to do it. We have to teach you so that you can also be able to do it tomorrow and help other people. So we don't flatter and we don't create dreams in people. Someone can tell you, oh, I look at you, you are a healer. Oh, you are a spiritualist. Until you start doing healing for people and seeing results, and people start seeing result, then you can now accept whatever somebody has told you. But until then, it is just a dream in your mind. And it may be your desire, and you will definitely one day become one, but until you start practicing and seeing results, then it becomes a reality. Thank you very much, big sister Luna Nicole, for this very beautiful question, comment. And then we have Bokor Shamba Musa said, Papa, my grandmother fell in the bathroom, and thanks to the simple but powerful teachings from you, and I was able to help her. I thank you. Thank you very much, Bokor Shamba. Yes, the keys to nature, keys to truth are very simple keys. And once you know them and you practice them and you see results, then you are a healer. Thank you, Bokor Shamba Musa. And then Bokor Shamba Musa said, thank you, Papa. Thank you, too. And then big sister Luna, because my Native American spiritual mother is amazing, but I feel that I must connect to my ancestral roots. Yes, that's very good, because also the Native Americans, they have the same thing like Africans, and our people have mixed up with them, or their people have mixed up with us. So most of people in the diaspora, and especially in America, have had some blood of Native American blood in their bloods, which is very, very good. There's nothing wrong with it. So you can also explore that if you trace your roots and there's anything in there, you can also explore that root. But even apart from that, even if you don't have any traces of lineage to Native Americans, you can still learn from them because they work with nature, just like how we, the Africans, the Aries do. We work with nature and spirits of nature. And the Native Americans are just like our brothers and our sisters, like our families, because they deal with nature. And I, even when I have an opportunity to have a Native American teacher who is a real teacher, I would want to learn from them. Yes, honestly, I want to learn from everywhere. So if you have a teacher like that, please learn as much as you can learn, and learn the real practical things. Forget about the stories and the dreams and all this, but learn practical things that you can apply and see results. And that's what spirituality is all about. Getting results from the things you do, the things you learn, the things you practice. Try to get results. Thank you. And then, okay, I'm turning my face here, but I think you people can still see me on TikTok, right?
Yes.
So I don't look like I'm looking somewhere else.
TikTok, it's like you're looking that.
I'm not looking like this. But the questions are coming, the screen is this way, that's why. the screen is this way, that's why I always go like that. Okay, forget about the logo and bring, but if you bring it here, then you may have to bring it low so that I can be able to, because I must look at the questions, and the questions are on the screen, and the screen is in the corner there. Okay, tight it there, and then move it to this angle, and let me see if I can be looking there at the same time. Where I'm looking at the screen so that people can look at my Google Adobe. Yes, even here now we can still see me. Okay, so the screen is here, so please now. Oh no, I think this one people can see me better. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, even if I turn like this,
Yes.
people can still see me well.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, big sister, learn all that you can learn. Learn all that you can learn from this your Native American teacher. There's something coming from, please come and push it. And then a big sister, Luna Nicole, said, where should I discard it? Should I choose to, should I choose to, Papa, crossroads? You can discard it in the trash, it doesn't matter. Just throw it down anywhere in the trash, it doesn't make any difference. So, you see, spirituality is a very free thing. And don't put so many restrictions on you when it is not necessary. And it binded you if you start putting too many restrictions on you, and then it becomes a religion. It does not become spirituality anymore, because spirituality is an individual thing. If I have a son, this son here, I fetch it from outside. The reason why I fetch it into this bowl is that I don't want to go outside and pour libation. I want to sit in my studio here and talk and teach and pour libation to the deities, my ancestors, and the nature, spirits of nature. If tomorrow I am moving away from here and I will not need this thing, I'll just pour it out somewhere. And if there is no place to pour it, I'll pour it into the trash. And it does not stop my ancestors from listening or receiving prayers from me. So please don't put too many restrictions on yourself, in the sense that people will be thinking that because you are practicing spirituality, like people who start practicing serious born-again Christianity and they decide to leave themselves look like poor, poverty-stricken people. They will not dress up well, they will not comb their hairs, they will not do things that they are supposed to do to look good. They just think that if they are doing that, then they are against. So do you think that God that created this beautiful world wants you to be looking like a pauper? To be looking like a very poverty-stricken person before he likes you or before he works with you? You can be very simple, but you must try to look good. So don't put too many restrictions on yourself whereby you disconnect yourselves from nature. And then thinking that you want to acquire, you want to attain nature, yet still you are removing yourself from nature. There's a lot of liars out there who try to claim to be spiritual, and they tell you so many things, and they put restrictions on your life, and you get cornered in a box where you can't feel comfortable just because you want to know the truth. It
It is not so. Live your life, live it free. Do whatever you like to do, and do whatever you do to make yourself happy. As long as, and so long as you are not trying to push another person down for your own parochial interest or for your greed. Worship God with a free will. Worship your inner self. Try to create a relationship with nature in a normal way. Unless, of course, if there's something they say don't do, and everybody say don't do it, and you yourself, you look at it and realize that doing this thing is not going to help you, then you can choose not to do that. But in reality, you don't have to put yourself in a hole just because you want to know the truth. Live a simple life, but live the free life. Big sister Luna Nicole, thank you. And then we have Luna Nicole again. So we practice healing with sound. What is that one? Eggs, oils, and herbs. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Because we here in Africa, people play drums, which is the form of sound, and eggs are used in doing certain rituals. We also use oils in doing rituals, and we use a lot of herbs in doing rituals when we are doing healing. So it's the same. And then Big Sister Luna Nicole went on to say, I sat under her for 13 months. I was trained in their ways. It was more than just a reading. That's good. That's very good. So apply these ones in your practical and daily lives, and so that you can use it for yourself and also use it for other people. That's all that I am trying to say. And then we have Ifa Jerry Ayo. I said, blessings, Papa. Hello, Ifa Jerry Ayo. Blessings to you too. Thank you very much for joining my live section. I am grateful. And then Luna Nicole saying, thank you, Papa. You are very welcome, big sister. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are back on YouTube now, and we have our brother, our son, and Abdul Hamid say, why do people think once, okay, that we have read that one already, and then Abdul Hamid say, I believe all rivers have someone who takes care of it or speaks to. Can the river bypasses the person to speak to somebody else who do not come from that town but stay in that town? Yes, of course. All rivers in our African traditional context, we know that they are deities. That's why every river is respected in every town. It is when the rivers, people stop respecting rivers and start to do all kinds of things, that is when a lot of challenges come to us. Don't forget, the river is what we use. We feed from it, we drink from it, we bath from it, and we do many things from that river that is in our village. Whether it is a deity or it's not a deity, we still need to pay homage and respect to it because it keeps us alive. It gives us life. So, but the African believe that every river, even streams, have deities in them. Because the truth about it is that everything in nature has an entity behind it. And if you are able to identify that entity and be able to communicate and connect with it, then that deity or that entity will teach you its ways and give you advice on how to live your life by getting involved with that particular entity, whether it's a sun,
blade of grass, or water body, or whatever, mountains and other things. So if the deity of a river in a town, whether you are from that town or you are not from that town, but the moment the deity realizes that you are on a spiritual path that is a real path, a path of truth, the deity can reveal itself to you and tell you things that maybe it will not even tell the person who is in charge of it. And you can talk and find the person who is in charge and whatever you have heard and compare to what they have been doing, and all you know, they will be surprised that their deity or the river that they are caring for is speaking to you. So yes, it can happen like that. And then Abdul Hamid said, I believe all the rivers, I think it's the same question, came twice, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you, Hamid. And then I have my big brother in the UK, Tokbe Afanyeto. Say good evening, my handsome brother. You look great and you are blessing to us. Your students, may the Almighty God and our divine helpers and the spirits of our ancestors continue to empower you. Thank you very much, Efo. I am very grateful. And then I say, your brother Toby Afanye Eto. Thank you very much, Toby Afanye Eto. Who is Akpekakaka? And then on ReVodution Voodoo education, we have my in-law, my daughter-in-law, Sila Ameji. So hello, Papa. Good evening. Please, when cooking for your ancestors, is it each ancestor with the food cooked for him or her? Thanks, Papa. Okay, when you cook food for the ancestors, you are going to mention the different ancestors that you want to feed, or if the ancestor specifically came out in a reading to tell you to feed them, then that ancestor that came in your reading that said you should feed them should be the main name that will be in front of all other ancestors. You cannot just feed only one single ancestor and leave the rest out. But the one that came out in your reading, if, for instance, you did a reading before you want to feed your ancestor, the one that came out in the reading should be the one who is the paramount one, and then you mention that one's name first before mentioning the rest, both from paternal and maternal side. However, if it is your own desire just to cook for your ancestors, then you will mention the ones that you want to cook for by pouring libation to their names and calling them that you are cooking food for them. And when the food is cooked, you yourself, you will eat some of the food, and then maybe people who are present will also taste of the food. And now you are going to set that food. There are two ways of doing ancestral feeding that I know. There may be many, many other ways, but the ways I know are two. One is the Voodoo way, which is a traditional, typical Voodoo way where each ancestor will have his own plate and the food will be served in it, and that food will be taken out from, not inside the house. They are not served inside the house. They are usually served outside the house in the Voodoo way, where you will take it and put it under the, either it's on a crossroad or under a grass begome or bete, you put it under a bedome or whatever they call it. You mention the person's name, you pour libation if you call them, that you cook for them, they should come and eat their food. The other way is the one that I learned through Afa, where you mention all the name of the ancestors, and when the food is cooked, you serve that one in the house on leaves, and you mention their names and tell them you have cooked for them. you cover it for some time and then you open it later. So any other animal in the house can come and eat it, which is fine. So these are the two ways, but each time you cook for them, make sure you yourself you have eaten first, and then after eating, you serve the person you want to feed. Thank you very much, Sila Aniki. How is my princess? I hope you are all fine. Thank you very much. And then we have Zeal coming on the Clubhouse, and also we have Tonya also coming on Clubhouse. And I think we have a question from Zeal on Clubhouse. Zeal, I have a question about. Okay, Zeal wants to say something, so maybe I will have to invite her directly. Hello, Zeal. Can you hear me? I don't know.
Yes.
She can hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, Zeal, if you have anything to say.
Hello?
Hello, Zeal.
Sorry, I forgot to turn on the mic.
No, okay, no problem.
Okay. Happy Sunday, and thanks for being here. It's been a couple years now at least, and I'm glad to see that this continues, and I really love the quality of the questions today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are grateful. So go ahead if you have any question to ask.
I'm sorry, I just accidentally jumped off Clubhouse for a second because I pushed the wrong button, so I'm back.
Okay.
So the first question is about visions and divination, and I don't really know all the right words to use to ask the question, but what I wonder about is how people who have this ability see. Do they actually physically see something in their mind that represents another place, or is it how does the information come so that they can reveal it to other people? And so, but more specifically, what I was interested in knowing is how, if ancient peoples had much more ability, or they used this method as a way of knowing and discovering and living, could they know information about other people from far away, thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away, without having to travel to them, like how they're living, or could they have visions of other people in other places and what they're doing and what it looks like where they live?
Okay, I'll answer that question first. You see, the vision is different from divination. A vision is something that comes in your mind, either during your sleep moment or a moment of deep thought. And that's a vision. And it is something that has been revealed to you without you yourself actually wanting to know. It's a revelation. Visions are usually a revelation that is not directly under your control. It comes to you as an information that the spirit world want to share with you, or someone who is in the spirit world want to share some information with you, and then they come to you in a dream form, which we call vision.
Okay.
On the other hand, divination is a process that people have been trained to use to assess the psychic plane, to assess the spiritual plane, to assess the unknown things in nature. So people who have been trained in a particular way to do divination, they have certain things they call tools, or they have certain tools they use in their divination. Some are cowries, some are the divination chain, some use water, some use the mirror, and we have the way the Afa people do their divinations.
We have the way the Voodoo people do their divination. And then in other places also, like in Asia, we have people who are palmists, who look into your palm and be able to tell you things about your life, and also sometimes in connection with other people's lives. We have people who practice astrology, who study it and ask the day you were born and the time you were born, and they will be able to divine or reveal to you things that are in your nature, things that are in your destiny that you don't know anything about. So people who divine are usually people who are trained in a special way to use their minds beyond the normal human mind. They sometimes are using the extra sensory ability or perception ability to be able to attain and assess something that the normal human eyes or ears cannot see or hear. That's why we call that one the sixth sense. The sixth sense is what people as diviners may use if they are not using any mathematical tool or calculation which has been laid down by the ancestors in ancient times. They may use the sixth sense to be able to assess the spiritual world. So divination is totally different from vision. They are not the same thing. Because in divination, you are making a practical effort to know certain answers or get certain results. However, in vision, it is something that comes to you involuntarily. You did not actually volunteer for it, but it came to you.
Okay. Can you still see? It sounds like you can, with the sixth sense, you can still see and hear and smell certain things.
Yes, of course. In the sixth sense,
you're in the psychic plane.
Yes, you go in the sixth sense. That's why they call it the sixth sense, because human beings have 5 senses, right? Mm-hmm. So there is one more extra sense, which is in everybody, which is actually embedded in the pituitary and the pineal glands. And when your pituitary and pineal glands are developed, you will have that kind of intuitive ability to be able to know before it happened, to know without seeing it, to hear, to taste, to smell, and to touch without physically being there. Mm-hmm. So when you are having a developed pituitary gland and a pineal gland development, you can see far away beyond yourself and beyond your locality and be able to know that people far away are this, are that, and there are people here, there are people over there, even though physically you have not seen them. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you can even make contact with them, and if there is anybody among them that also has the same kind of abilities like you, both these two people can still communicate without physically seeing each other.
Okay.
That is what divination is all about.
Now that you said all these things, then I have one more question, which is, to you, what is the difference between imagination then and vision?
Imagination does not always come into reality. You can imagine things, but they don't happen.
Okay, but
visions are things that you see in your imagination and they materialize on the physical plane. That's what the vision is.
Okay.
Have I answered your question?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's enough for me to chew on for a while. I mean, because I don't have that ability. I just have to take what you say, to heart. And then, I probably will ask different people what their experience is like and compare. And it's just very interesting to me.
Yeah, because spirituality is not a book thing. A lot of people, especially you guys in the diaspora, only use books and everything for it. Spirituality is a practical thing. Until you start experiencing and experimenting and experiencing, you can only hear other people's stories.
Yeah.
That's why it is good for us to practice and know whether it's real or it is not real. If you don't practice, it is always a story that you say somebody said so, according to this, like all these academics writing books about spirituality, writing books about voodoo, and the academics are not really willing to practice. They only want to write people's stories. And then they use that thing they are writing to fool the world as if that's all that there is.
Well, I don't mean to do what you just said, but I have a friend who.
I'm working with a lot of academics, and I see the way they think. That's why I'm saying so.
This acquaintance of mine.
I'm working with a lot of academics, and I see how they want to write about things they don't want to experience, and yet still they want to be the authority to write about them.
Well, this acquaintance of mine, he had been initiated into Voodoo, into Ifa, and to Paulo. Two types of Voodoo. I think Benin Voodoo as well as Haitian Voodoo. So anyway, he recently became Babalao, and I just heard him say that like each time he became initiated, he felt like he felt something instant that would happen, and then he would become more attuned to, I guess, spiritual world in a certain kind of way. And I just wondered if you had any comment about that.
I don't know much about other people's how other people feel during spiritual practices or initiations, but when you are initiated into real spirit and the spirit is real, it works with you, and practically you will know it, and people around you also will notice it.
Okay, so one more question, which is, I mean, for me, this is a real spiritual question, even though it's political. We just had a presidential election here in the United States, and even when I tried to type my question, I had to try 6 different edits before the question would go through in the chat. So, you know, all of our social media platforms are mediated by big billionaires, you know, and so there's a lot of, I don't even know how to start this. I just wonder if you have any observations right now about the recent presidential election. You just spoke about how one should live a life not to push other people down for selfish and greedy reasons. And I really see that the people that I'm around, the people that I connect with, and according to different data and polls that have been done, and even in popular culture, within Black culture and certain segments of the population, it's really obvious to us that this person who's come into power wants to be a demagogue, presents themselves as a demagogue, that they are a power monger, greedy, a con artist, and all those bad things. I mean, how, in a spiritual world, just assessing this from a spiritual point of view, how should I reconcile the fact that, like, so many people in this country just voted for this person? Really having a hard time with it.
Spirituality is an individual affair. It's not a group thing. The mistake a lot of people make is they think that spirituality is a group thing, and we have to all be the same way. We must all follow the same thing, and we must all behave in the same way. Moment it becomes like that, then it's become a religion, and religion is politics. Religion is not spirituality, it's politics. So when someone who is not your favorite is elected into a political position, you should always remember that person is somebody's favorite. We don't live in this world in isolation. And we cannot say that it is only our way should be the best way, or our choice should be the best choice. So what about if the person who you supported was elected? How do other people feel? The people who did not support your choice, how would they feel?
I mean, if certain things were more equal and more alike, it's easier to talk about it.
You must also understand that it is the people who voted or elected that person. He did not force himself on anybody.
Right.
He presented himself, and another person also presented themselves. And the choice, the people decided that, his presentation to them is what they want. It has nothing to do with any spirituality whatsoever. You can still not support him, and you can still do your spiritual practices. You can choose to support him, and you can still do your spiritual practices. It has nothing to do with this. This is a group karma, if I may say. It's a community or a group karma. It is the decision of the American people to select one particular person to lead them. After all, it's only one person who can lead. It can only be one winner. It can be two winners. And if the American people decided that this is what they want, even though that may not be your choice, you have to accept it, because whether you accept it or you don't accept it, you have nothing, there's nothing you can do. That's why the American Constitution gives this system that every 4 years you have you have another opportunity to change what you don't want.
Well, I guess ultimately the bigger question is, when there's a tide of politics that is bad, it's kind of negative, it's not a good thing for a majority of the people or a certain whole demographic.
That cannot be true. If the majority of the people voted no, that person wouldn't have won. It is because of the majority.
Well, I'm talking about, let's talk about South Africa, for example. That's a more clear case study, where you have like a small group of outsiders who come in, Europeans, and they control the power and the resources for a certain amount of time. They are a minority, and they control the majority.
It is not only in South Africa. The whole world economy is controlled by Europeans. So it's not only in South Africa. South Africa, you are only seeing people in physical form. That's why you think that they are the ones controlling. But the whole world's economy or money is controlled by Europeans. Whether it's in America, in Japan, in China, in everywhere. That's why when people are trying to break away from the Europeans, that's why they also are fighting everything to make people not to break away from them, because they also depend, or they 100% depend on the people they exploit.
Yes.
So it is not only South Africa or in America. The whole world is controlled by the Europeans, because unfortunately for us, our people had accepted them as friends, not knowing they will come and take advantage of them. And this had happened. And it is up to you and me, who have opened our eyes today, to teach ourselves and to teach our dependents, our next generation, how to be independent and do things on their own.
Okay. I mean, when you say that, I just think about Stokely Carmichael, aka Kwame Ture, and I mean, ultimately he came to the same conclusion when it comes to like political movement and trying to uplift people of African descent around the world. It's kind of like we have to come together and uplift Africa, and even within our own movements, go to each other for advice, strategies, and the resources in order to make the changes.
Africans can never come together. That's a fact. Africans around the world can never come together as one people. Why? Because every African has already lost their connection to their roots. Africans are wearing fake hairs on their head, even in Africa. They are wearing fake nails on their fingers. They want to look like European. They have lost their self-identity. So there is no way Africans can easily come together. But you as an individual, you can find your way and live in peace within the confusion.
Okay.
So,
this is what we've had to do for centuries.
So, okay, I think, does that answer your next question as well?
That was the next question. So that I was finished for now. I mean, it's still heavy on my mind. It's just heavy. It's just there.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay, so let's.
You're saying what I know.
Yes. Okay. So let's continue with the section and read other people's questions as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zil. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bokor, how do I move away from here and go back to my section? I think there is something to do. I want to okay, I think I got it. Thank you very much. And then we have my daughter-in-law on ReVodution Voodoo education saying, Papa, please, is it advisable to pray to the river before fetching the water? Oh, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. The people will look at you as if you are mad. So please, just go and fetch your water. Keep it in your mind. When you go there, just show respect. That's all that matters. You don't need to go and be praying. It's only mad people do such things. Okay, Sila, it's true. It's only mad people who go and be praying to the river openly. But what you can do is that try to acknowledge the presence of the spirit of that river in your daily prayer, in your daily libation. You pour libation, you acknowledge the name of the river. If you know the name of the river, call it and say you acknowledge his presence in your life. So that's what you do. You don't go standing in front of the river and pray finish before you fetch it. So it's okay. You people will look at you as a mad person. You say, I see that mad person, you go praying to river. Because in this world, they say the wise man is the only person who takes a torchlight or a lantern in the daytime and is still walking around with a lantern in the daytime. And what do you think people will call him? So when you look into the tarot cards, I did tarot also at one time in my life. You see that the wise man is the one that holds a lantern. Means what he is seeing, he's not very sure. He wants to see it well, that's why he's still holding a lantern in the daytime. So don't let people look at you as a bad person. Thank you, Sila. Let's move up. Is that the last one there? Yes. Okay, so let's take another question from somewhere. We have Jaya Favor, my nephew there. Said, blessed evening, Papa. Greetings to the AMT family. Hello, Kopu. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the session. I hope you are enjoying the quality questions that are being asked by people. Thank you very much. And then we have lovely Shelley. They are not seeing our question. Where are they reading from? Lovely. We have so many platforms that we are reading from, and we take one at a time. It's not that I am not seeing your question. It is when we deal with other questions, then we are moving. From here, we will go again another time. And this is the time that we have come to this part, so we have seen your question. And then a lovely Shelley said, can they see our question? Yes, we can see your questions. And then your question was about 48 minutes ago was, what are your thoughts on cleansing yourself from someone internal and external, rid of any negative energy or attachment they may have tethered you to? I'm not very clear with the way you ask your question. I cannot understand the question very well. You mean that somebody who is far away from you but is influencing you either internally or externally. Is that not it? That how can you cleanse yourself from them? But what exactly made you to know that someone from outside is influencing you. It is that method that showed you that someone is influencing you externally or internally. It is the same system that has to give you the answers to this question. Because one thing I don't do here is that I don't do speculations and guesswork. If you feel that something is not going on, if you feel that something is not going on in your life, and you feel that someone is manipulating you from outside or internally, my advice or my usual advice is for you to find out what exactly is happening to you. And by finding out what exactly is happening to you through a spiritual consultation, reading, divination, or whatever, then you will know what is happening. And once you know what is happening, it is not difficult for you to solve the problem. But a lot of time people just speculate and say, oh, I believe that someone is doing this to me. I believe that this person is doing that. How sure are you that what you are believing or thinking is real? It could be real. It could also be just your imagination. And even maybe where you are, a person you think that is influencing or manipulating your life may not even be the person. So my advice, lovely Shelley, is for you to figure out what exactly is going on in your life and try to identify the source. And once you know the source, it is not difficult to find solution. So to cleanse yourself, you must know what is happening to you. And then the cleansing will be an advice given to you when they identify where the thing is coming from. So thank you very much for that question. But if you have any further question, you can follow up with other questions and I will try to answer you. Thank you very much, Shirley.
Hi, Papa. How are you? It's Tanya.
Hello, Tonya. How are you too? I'm fine.
I'm good.
How are your children?
The kids are doing very well.
We thank God.
They're doing very well.
We thank God. We thank God.
Greetings to everyone on the call. That was an amazing opportunity to listen.
Thank you. Thank you. So go ahead with your question.
Okay. So my question is, when working with ancestors, I tend to not pay too much attention to the ones that, for better word, didn't show up properly for my family. But sometimes when people talk about ancestral work, they say they should still offer to, if you had a parent that wasn't in the greatest spirit, you should still offer to them because their DNA still lies within your body. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. The truth about life is that you cannot deny your roots. No matter how hard you want to deny your roots, whether it was a pleasant experience or a bad experience, there is no way you can deny your roots. If it does not come back to you and destroy you now, it will come in the future. And that is one of the things that we Africans and Africans in the diaspora are suffering from. A lot of us try to deny our roots and try to associate with other people that we felt comfortable with and thinking that will solve our problem. So if you had had an ancestor, whether a parent, a mother, a father, an uncle, someone who wasn't very good to you when they were alive, if you are pouring libation, you can choose not to use that ancestor's name or that particular person's name to pour libation to. But you can, in your mind, you know that he or she is part of you. While you are pouring libation to other ancestors, but not mentioning that person's name. And if that person is also among the ancestors, The ancestors that you are calling, people on your bloodline, they will try to caution her and say, you see, the things that you did to your daughter, your granddaughter, your grandson, whatever, your children, you see today, they don't feed you. So that when that ancestor again comes back as a human being in the future, they will learn their ways and behave well. There's nothing wrong you denying an ancestor who had not treated you well when they were alive. But you should also continue to pray to the other ancestors, pay homage to the other ancestors that had actually treated you, and maybe the ones you even did not meet. You can continue praying to them, and the ancestors will now tell this one that has treated you badly when they were alive to learn, so that in their next coming, they will behave well. You cannot deny them because they are part of you, even if they are murderers or they are bad people, they are whatever they will call them. They are part of you. But for you not to empower them so that they may again attack you while they are gone, because this time they are more spiritual and they are spirits than human, they can have more power to attack you. Because when we pray to our ancestors, actually we are empowering them so that they can empower us on this physical plane. So if you have had an ancestor that had not been very good towards you when they were alive, there is nothing wrong if you don't pray to their memory. But you know that they exist. That alone, that knowledge that you have in you alone is enough for the spirit world to realize that you are also feeling bitterness. However, if in any spiritual consultation and that ancestor comes and shows that they have wronged you and they are sorry, then you must accept their plea and apology, and then start to work with them.
Okay. That makes sense.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we go on to TikTok now, and we have big sister Luna Nicole saying thank you, Papa, and then we have Santos Samilio who say hello, Papa. Hello, Santosh. How are you? Thank you very much for joining today's section. I hope you are fine. Then we have Nwambi say good evening, Papa. Hello, Nwambi. How are you? It's been a while. Haven't seen you here for a while. Hope you are doing well. I'm grateful that you joined. Then we have Solo King. Please, is there any problem when you pray in a river that you don't know the name or the name of the gods? There's no problem at all. You can pray to nature and nature spirit, but you can tell the spirit of the river that you don't know their name, but you feel like praying to them, and that's why you are praying, and they should reveal themselves to you and let you continue honoring their memory. Thank you very much for that, Solo the King. And then we have a big sister, Nako Papa. What are your thoughts on tarot cards, pendulum, spirit, and other forms of divination? My thoughts on them are that they are also forms of divination. But the unfortunate thing with tarot cards, which I had also practiced, is that you only learn from books, and you are learning from what somebody had experienced. I would have preferred that someone who knows how to initiate people into spiritual path should be the one who teaches you the tarot cards. Or the person who is doing the tarot card should be an initiate, so that spirits that work with the person can now work through the tarot cards to be able to pick the correct cards that can tell the correct story. So people who have been initiated into a real spiritual practice, when they start practicing with pendulums, spirits, and all other forms of divination, it becomes more realistic, and they get real answers to their clients and be able to tell them, because now they have real spirits that are manipulating or are behind them and selecting what the card should be selected, rather than someone who just buys a tarot card from a store and start to read a book and start to teach out tarot cards and say, I am a spiritualist. You haven't been initiated, so you cannot have any spirit working with you, because the spirits in the tarot card are not just ordinary spirits. You need to have a connection with them for them to work with you. You can't just purchase from the shop and read book and think that by doing so you have a connection with them. You need to be initiated. You need to be introduced to the spirit world, so that the spirit world will now work with these spirits that are depicted in the tarot cards. Thank you very much.
Papa, it's Tanya again. Before you leave the conversation of tarot cards, ask a couple questions.
Go ahead.
So I think I started my spiritual practice a long time ago with tarot.
Okay.
And I found, as I worked with them, I guess I was introduced. There was a group of women who sat and taught me how to work the tarot. But as I go older, now I understand that it's not really the tarot, right? It's the spirit behind the tarot, whoever
Exactly.
it is. For me, at least,
Exactly.
I know who it is that turns a card. So when I'm working with a client, the cards turn based on what it is that spirit, what comes out of my mouth shows up on the cards for the clients to see what I hear and I'm getting.
Exactly.
Question, when you stopped with tarot, was it because you went back to a different tradition, or was it that the spirit just wasn't comfortable anymore? You weren't comfortable with that spirit?
I stopped doing tarot cards because I have found a better way of communicating with the spirits without the tarots.
Okay.
That's why I don't do tarots anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Then we have a big sister Laluna Nicole say, Papa, we mostly only have books here in the diaspora. I know. That's why I'm saying the books, that's what other people learn from. But until you find a real teacher, a practical teacher who knows the way and knows what he is teaching, and he or she teaches you how to be on this path and take your hand and lead you, you will only be going in a circle. You'll be going in a circle until you find that teacher. But then it is also in your destiny that if you are really wanting to work with the spirit world, to work with the psychic world, what happens is that the spirit world will continue moving you around through so many challenges, and to see whether you are really ready to do their work. And when they find out that, or they found out that you are actually serious with what you are doing, they are going to lead you to the right source, and that right source is going to now break the circle for you to be able to get out of the circle and move on. That's why there is a saying in spirituality that when the student is ready, the master will appear. And it is very true. Whenever you are spiritually ready to meet your master that will lead you into real spirituality, you will meet him or her. So that's why programs like yours are important, and that's a big sister Nicole's final part of her question. Yes, that's why I am also here to keep teaching and explaining to you, to make you all to understand what is spirituality and what is not spirituality. A lot of people think that once you stop eating meat, you are not taking alcohol, you are spiritual. And a lot of them sometimes call themselves that I'm a very spiritual person. What spirituality you do? So I don't eat meat, I don't drink alcohol. Eating meat or not drinking, drinking alcohol does not stop you from being spiritual. And if you don't eat meat and you don't drink alcohol, doesn't make you a spiritual person at all. Spirituality is a real and a practical thing that you must be taught and trained, be initiated, and be able to do. It is not just imagination. It is above imagination. You know, when we were talking about the question of divination and visions, and I went into the pituitary and the pineal glands to talk a little bit about them. You can take your time and read on the internet and know what is the pineal gland and also know what is the pituitary gland. When you are talking about the third eye is a gland in the brain, which is the eye of the horus, as in Egyptology or Egyptian Kemetic or Egyptianism. The third eye is a gland inside the brain, and it is that one when it is where the pituitary is. And once you are able to activate it, you are able to see beyond the five senses. So it is, spirituality is not just imagination on its own. It's a practical thing, and when you are able to find a teacher, thank your destiny that teacher, it has led you to the right source for you to be able to see, to be able to know, to be able to do. Yeah. Please, let's go back to the listen. You are looking for the pituitary? Yeah, it's there. And then big sister Aruna, because yes, there's practitioners here in the US, but they are mostly in big metropolitan areas. I agree with you, but even some of these that are in big metropolitan areas are not actually spiritualists. They are just religious people who are posing as spiritualists, because most of the time they will only tell you how to worship. They don't give you the practical tools and information that you can use to develop yourself. They only tell you, even if you are initiated into Ifa or into Afa, they only let you to be worshipping the ikins and the seeds and all these things. But how you can practically work Ifa and Afa to work for you, they don't tell you that. They let you pray, either you pray to Shango or you pray to Obatala, Baba Legba, and all this. There are more practical ways of dealing and working with Baba Legba, working with Shango, working with all these energies in a more practical way than to be worshipping and wearing white and bowing down to them. This is what the difference between African Magic Temple and sometimes even with Ewe Afa. We don't do only the worshipping aspect. We are doing the practical aspect of Afa, where you don't see us drumming too much and singing too much. On festival when we are happy, yes. But most of the time we are just doing everything practically and seeing results and giving answers to people and solving people's problems. So the metropolitan, I have seen so many people in the diaspora who are practicing Fa or Ifa, and theirs is going to wear white clothes and go dancing and sing Yoruba songs and this. There's nothing wrong with singing Yoruba songs or dancing and all this, but trying to get a teacher who teaches you the practicality of using Ifa and Afa. And then we have Louise Hallo here in Dubai. Say hi, hello, your brain. How are you? Thank you very much for having the time to join the section. And Louise Hallo is a greetings, Von One. Yes, I'm here. Greetings to you, my brother. How are you? Hope everything is fine. And then they said Spinters Road is the location. Yes. And then Louis hello, he say fire. Watching you live from Middle East. Yes, I know you are there. God bless you. And I wish you very well. Thank you very much for making the time to watch the program. It's your grandfather's work I am doing. And Louis Hallo here is the grandchild of my teacher, Tobe Tuji. It's a grandson, one of his grandsons, direct grandson. The eldest daughter of Tobe Tuji gave birth to Louis Hallo. So his grandfather was my teacher, and I continue doing his work after he has passed on. Thank you all very much. And then we have a big sister Luna Nicole. Off-topic question, Papa. But does your wife incorporate her cultural, spiritual practices with yours? Yes, of course. That's why if you see my children, they go to Japan, they go to their grandfather's graves to do prayers, and they cook food for their ancestors in general, even the ancestors from the 13th century. Their graves and gravestones are still around. And they went recently. Stena went to
Jimbo Nagamoto. Is it Jimbo Nagamoto? Yeah, I think so. He went to his grave and his suicidal stone where he committed a suicide in the 16th or 14th, 15th century. The stone is still there, and he went there. They looked for it and found it in the spot. It's in the map. They traced it and they found it, and my wife and my son Senna went there to pour libation for that grandfather, the great-great-grandfather who was a samurai. So my children and my wife, they work. It's only my African ladies who have children with me that decide and prefer to be going to church than to follow this path. Yet still they want to benefit from what I do. Yeah. So this is Senna's page, and my wife is very much involved into this. And next month she is coming back to Ghana, and we are going to do the African end of year African Magic Temple's end of year ritual. So she's going to be here and join in. After that, they will go back to Asia, to Japan, and to China. Yeah. So my wife is very much into this because the Japanese, they believe in their ancestors and they believe in the spirits of nature. That's why they have a river. They will have a name for the river, and they will say in Japanese the word kawa is river, and kami means spirit or God. So when they say kawa no kami means the God of the river, and then they have Yamano kami, which means the mountains, the God of the mountains. So they believe in nature spirits, and they believe in their ancestors, and they keep the record of the ancestors, and without the ancestors they cannot be. So they respect ancestors. So even as modern as Japan is today, the country gives holiday, I think it's in August, Obon, for everybody to go back home to their ancestral roots, to pray to their ancestors, clean their graves, invite the spirits of the ancestors to the house for at least for 1 week, where they will be feeding them, giving them water, maybe serving them with tea for 1 whole week. And after that, after that 1 week, the family will again accompany the spirit of the dead back to their tombs to stay there until another year. But then they all have altars in their homes where they put the names of the ancestors who have passed on the altar, and they light incense for these ancestors each day, asking them to protect and guide them and help them to live this life comfortably. So for my wife, I will say that I am very lucky to have met her, and she has supported me very much in this practice because it resonates with their own practices. So for my children, they are most luckiest. And then we have a pro-man additional saying good evening. And so Ayo, good evening, how are you? Thank you very much. And then Luna Nichols, yes, there are many fraudulent people pretending to be spiritualists. I've met a few and run. Yes, they are everywhere. So I said, Big Sister Luna Nicole said, you skip a few questions, comments, Papa. Let's see which ones I have skipped. I have answered them all here.
Yes.
Okay, then calm down. I think maybe the one that she was asking about the personal question. Okay, so Big Sister Luna Nicole, can you repost the question that you felt that I have skipped because we didn't see it in the ones that you had posted? I had actually
commented on them. Thank you. Or other people's comments also, I have talked about them already. So are we done with the TikTok?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's go on to, is that YouTube?
Yes, please.
Okay, I think we have dealt with all questions there already. And then on ReVodution, Voodoo education also, we have dealt with almost all questions there. And then African Magic Temple too, we have dealt with almost all questions there. Fetch any new question.
That's okay. So this is from the last.
Okay, bring it down a little bit. Let me see. No. Yeah. So okay, let me go on to lovely Shelley's question here. So your thoughts on spirit sending you messages through dreams regarding someone? Yes, of course, that's how spirits communicate with people. If you are not having the sixth sense, or you are not trained to do a divination or do a reading to be able to know what information you want to know, spirits by themselves will send you dreams or information through dreams. But you must also know that the dreams that you dream, not all your dreams are spirit informations. So but when you see a dream that looks like a message, you have to ask the spirit world to repeat the dream if it is a message for you to share. Then if that same dream occurs again, then you know that it is a message that you have to share. So then you can say that it is a message from, but it's not every dream that we have or had is a spiritual message. Thank you. And then lovely Shelley say, what are your, is the same thing? No. This is what I had answered. I think it was that question we have escaped. Yeah. Thank you. And then lovely said, can they see our question? Okay, that's when she started asking that whether we could see their questions. Okay, sorry, I think this is what Luna Nicole was also talking about, that we have escaped some questions. And DJ A said, good evening, can you like it so that we know that we have already attended to that? So our sister, big sister Luna Nicole said that I'm grateful for today's section, Papa. I look forward to learning with you all next week. Thank you very much, big sister Luna Nicole, and thank you for the questions. We are all learning, so everything that you post, the questions you ask, when I answer them, other people also learn from it. I myself, I learn from it, because maybe the question is in another person's mind, but they don't know how to frame it and post it. But if you post it or someone posts it, then it gives us the opportunity to deal with it, and other people also learn from it. So thank you very much, thank you all very much for the questions that you are asking. These questions are very beautiful questions, and they are very relevant, and we all need them. We need to know about them, and we need to understand them and work with them for our own spiritual progress. I think we are. Bokor, a call. Is there any question you want to ask us, or you are just listening? Okay, so let's go on to TikTok, and our big sister Aruna Nicole said, have a blessed week, Papa and AMT family. Have a great week. Thank you very much, big sister, and you too have a great week. I wish you a very quick recovery and going back into your things. Thank you very much. And then I think we don't have any question here?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Papa, I enjoyed the session. I think I learned more when I listened. So I'm keeping quiet and I'm learning.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are very happy that you are with us all through. Thank you. I'm grateful. Yes, so I think we are done with today's this work. And if Tonya and Zil, if you have any question at this moment, you can ask, and then we can close today's section. And before then, we are on TikTok, and we have KK Ginga 1. Have a wonderful week, Papa and family. We are wonderful. We had a wonderful session. Thank you very much, Kadi. I'm very grateful that you joined and you had a wonderful session. You know, someone had a hack into your account, and they had sent a message to me asking me for to pay some money to someone that you were sending, but the way the person posted the questions on my WhatsApp, I knew it wasn't you. And then I was trying to call your number, but the person wouldn't pick up. And then I realized that someone had hacked into your account, and for that reason I called Angie to call you to confirm. And so all of us here on this pages, WhatsApp, people are hacking into other people's WhatsApp, and then they will use your WhatsApp and send messages to your friends asking for them to help them. And if the person doesn't really know you well, the person may believe that you are the one actually communicating with them. So let us all be very careful with all these social media platforms. Thank you very much, Kani.
Mr. Bokor, I just wanted to say thank you, and that I since you answered the questions, I've been thinking about what you said and just going over it over and over in my mind for the past, 45 minutes, and I'll keep going.
Zil, try to go and to a good teacher and take initiation into a proper spiritual path. It will help you a lot. It can even help you in your writings. It can help you in your everything. You should get a proper initiation, and you can easily answer many of these questions that have been bothering you.
Well, I'm thinking about it, but that means I got to save up some money to come there.
Definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a very nice weekend, or a very new week, beautiful week. Thank you all. And then Candy Fisher, I say, yes, my account was hacked. I can't get into my account anymore. You should report to WhatsApp, and I think they will find it for you, or they can't.
Telephone company.
You also have to report to the telephone company where you use, so that our technical man will say you should report to the telephone company as well. Because I never knew that people could hack into your WhatsApp, because I think WhatsApp is so secure and safe because of this end-to-end encryption and all this thing. I didn't know that people could hack into WhatsApp.
I think they cloned the SIM card.
They cloned the SIM card, okay. So report to your telephone company and they'll get it for you. And then ProMan additional IO is a ProMan additional IO, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Additional. We are grateful that you joined us. So, as we don't have anything more to say and to read, I will say that I'm going to close today's section, and then I wish you all a very lovely week. I'm going to pour libation, and then I'll close the section. I go. Tell me, Mama, I go zero.
Me yo maunga sombolisa maunga kitikata maunga ese joto amejoto se na no amelo se te na no ame wo ma na opevi dokoma opevi wo ma na opevi me bi na no dokoma opevi o na dokoma opevi bi na no o se to poli po me yo na me se pla agbede di me bi alo ngogbe yi agbede no agbete pe na mi kosra ye be mi dore asineni to neba ngogbe yi neba na me se neba agbede ba ni mi no mi awenye wala eta mi le mi ayo tagbe mama akpena ni gbogbo yo sheme ham for a show se mi for a show beti you abraxas me yo si andre kudo ako for harailo amerogo question there are some people who are using Mr. Proman additional I said my question please, we haven't seen your question, you only saw what we saw from you is a Pro Man additional sent us a love. Yes, you sent us love. And then Pro Man additional Ayo followed the host. Then Pro Man additional Ayo said good evening. And then let's go down. And then this one that Pro Man additional said at a Pro Man additional Ayo please. Yes, said, and then the last one is Pro Man additional Ayo saying my question please. Unfortunately, your question didn't get through to us. So if you can just resend it right now so that I can answer it before leaving, will be great. So please just send it in. Pro Man additional actually said about 13 questions, right? Check it on on his profile. His name is up there. Up. No, yeah.
Is the likes?
I said 13 likes.
Likes.
Okay. So additional, Ayo, please send the question again. I will wait for you for another 2-3 minutes to see if the question will come because we didn't see the other question. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think his question is not coming, but you can still send the question on the platform, and in my privacy, I can still answer you when I see the question. So thank you. Okay, did he send something now? I say it's the network. Okay, sorry that it couldn't come through this time. I think it's already 7 p.m. here, and I would want you to reserve this question and send it first thing next week Sunday, so that we can attend to it and all learn from that question. Thank you. I'm very grateful that you all have the patience to wait and went through all this. It has been a very interesting discussion today. I am very happy and very grateful to you all. May the ancestors and the deities of your fathers, and may the spirits of nature, and may the combination of all the spirits of nature, which is God, continue to bless you and open doors for you. May you all have a very successful week. Thank you all for coming to the AMT, African Temple, Magic Temple, ReVodution, Voodoo Education, question and answer section. I'm grateful. Yes.
Sunshine.
Okay, hello, Sunshine. Hi, Papa. Good afternoon to you and everyone at AMT. Can you talk about the cowries class? Is it an ongoing class? Okay, Sunshine, the cowrie class actually is Sena's organize. What would I say? Sena organized the cowrie class, and we started yesterday. But it's a class not for everybody, because the people who are in the class, they had paid money and they had bought the cowries. I know that your cowries are still with me. I'm supposed to prepare them, and we had a challenge with the herbs, but you will be getting them. So those people who have already bought cowries from Sena, they were the ones that Sena organized to have a class, and we had a very beautiful class yesterday, and it was very, very interesting, and we learned a lot. And I think we are going to have another one this coming week, Saturday.
Yes, please.
There will be another class this coming week, Saturday.
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Yes.
So you should contact Sena, and then so we can he can put you into the class, and you can continue to learn from us. But I'm going to prepare your cowries, because you also need the cowries if you are going to be practicing and to know how to use them. You need the cowries that are embedded with talking herbs, and those are the things we spoke about yesterday. So you can contact Sena if you can, but if you cannot, then we can talk after the today's class. You can chat with me, and we'll see how we can go about it. Thank you very much. And then big sister Lunanico said, "We love you, Papa. I love you all, and thank you very much for today. Have a blessed week." And Tommy Bullet just joined us, but I think we are almost going out of. We are done. So Tommy Bullet, I will talk with you after I am done. The section is already finished today. Thank you. Okay.